and now we on the move. From local to global, cause we got something to prove. We came from the bottom, now we at the tippy top. To hold it down for our people, cause we all we got. This a cold, cold world, but we keeping it hot. With our future on the line, ain't no time to stop. All work over here, still we having fun. Yeah, we say it like it is, ain't no holding our tongue. Go get us on the team, yeah, we getting it done. And shout out to Travell, yo, you number one. It started with a dream that turned into a vision. To educated new generations is our mission. Ears to the streets, yeah, we steady politicking. If you ain't about to change, mind your business.
Wave your hands with it. Wait again, minute. Wave your hands with it. Now wait again, minute. Wave your hands with it. We top six like we all up on the gram with it. Now wait again, minute. Wave your hands with it. Now wait again, minute. Wave your hands with it. Now wait again, minute. Wave your hands with it. We top six like we all up on the gram with it.
Yo, what up? This your boy Super K from Super Sound Lounge, rocking with your favorite podcast, Wait Again a Minute, listed on all platforms, iTunes, Google Play, Tidal, Spotify. Y'all know the vibes. Tune in.
Welcome to another episode of Wait Again a Minute podcast. Today is Thursday, March the 17th, 2022. Our episode tonight is entitled My Story. So before we get started, DR, I want to thank you for accepting our invitation to come on Wait Again a Minute podcast.
No problem.
No problem. Good. So how has your day been?
It's been fantastic. It was a good week.
It was a good week. Okay. Well, that's always good to hear. So before we get started, can you please introduce yourself to our viewers and listeners of Wait Again a Minute podcast?
Well, I'm Donovan Bogle, aka DR. I'm from Suffolk, Virginia. Well, not born and raised, but raised. I love my city. You know what I'm saying? So, this is where I'm from. This is where I rep. This is what I do. So,
Okay. So give us a little back history on who you were as a young kid. Like, were you one that was like into things, or you kind of just chilled, goofy? Like, how were you?
Well, I always had a sense of humor. Since I can remember, always was a joker, always was a class clown, always did that. But younger days, I had a little dark side with me, and I knew that things can tempt to be. When you don't have the love in the household, you tend to move to the streets and get a broad horizon. You look for love. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but the humor never left. Even in dark situations, I can still make people laugh and understand that life is more about, laughter than being mad at people.
That's right. That's absolutely. So it is true. When they say that, when you don't receive the love that you think that you need, you do look outside of your house or elsewhere for that love.
Definitely. I mean, everybody wants to be loved. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants that feeling, that warm feeling that's supposed to be given to as a child or as a teen or even as an adult. Everybody wants to feel that sense of needing or a sense of urgency of that they want you in your life. So it's like, it's kind of hard to understand of, if you don't get it, you're going to go to receive it from somewhere, even if it's the wrong love. There's wrong love too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so. It is. So if I don't pry too much, just let me know when you're speaking of this love that you were not receiving when you were coming up. How was that for you, or why was that? Do you even know?
I just think I was adopted.
Okay.
And I think that as a woman, it's different from when that child comes from you, blood.
Okay.
From when that child is received through, even though everything is still a blessing.
Yeah, it is.
But if you've never been loved in your household before, how can you learn to love somebody else? And I think that was my problem with my parents, is that my adopted parents, is that they didn't really receive the love they were supposed to receive, so they didn't know how to reciprocate it towards me. So it's no problem. Like, I understood that later on in life. But growing up, I always thought it was me being mad at the world of, you ain't giving me this or you ain't giving me that. What did I do wrong to y'all? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I mean, it is what it is. I've as an adult now, I understand it more, and I can look back and I can sympathize towards them.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. And there's no need to be, like a lot of times people want to hold on to things.
Right.
And when you hold on to things, you're the one that's really hurting.
Definitely.
Because those people have gone on with their life because they're doing what they normally do.
Right. Exactly.
So you have to learn how to forgive and let go.
That's right.
In order for you to fly. So, okay. So you were out there, you were doing your thing. So tell us a little bit about like your back. You have any kids?
I have no kids. 35 years old, no kids.
Okay, so you the second guy that I've talked to in 2 days, 35 and have no kids.
I don't want a baby mother, if that makes any sense to you. I want a wife. Like
It does make sense, but coming from you, I'm like, you see me go like this, like, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it's all like I've seen what my real homeboys / friends have gone through.
Right.
Like I've seen them go through hell and back with baby mama. So it's like I'd rather pay $4.59 for a pack of condoms than to deal with that whole 18 years of going through, you know what I mean? But
18 plus sometimes.
18 plus. It don't stop at 18 because you still got to be a father or a mother for the rest of your life. But I'd rather just go ahead and just do what I got to do to be protected. And when that person comes, I know it's going to happen. I know I need to make a move fast because I'm getting older.
Oh yeah,
60 years old with a 20-year-old, I'm gonna drive me crazy.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be hilarious. Right? They're gonna be like, "Oh, is that your granddad?" No, that's my father. I can see that now, and I can see you getting pissed off.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what you do, mom? I'm his daddy.
I'm that boy daddy there.
So okay, so you're 35. So are you actually looking for someone?
Yeah, definitely. You know, I think that God takes his time with the best people. So I'm not gonna rush and put myself in positions to try to make myself seem available. If it comes, it comes. If the conversation comes up, it comes. It's no need to rush into things like that. So I just think that taking my time and focusing on me and getting myself better, healing myself.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong with that. So, and when that comes, it comes. Right. She's gonna be blessed though.
Oh, I know. Oh, I know you're gonna have some for now. I already know that.
Definitely.
So you are so tell us a little bit about like what are you doing now?
Well, I got Premiere with me and my partner.
So how did you guys start that, or why did you guys start that?
So I know I'm not supposed to name drop, but my homeboy seen me at the mall.
Okay.
And he was like, "Look, man, I got an opportunity for you. I want to introduce you to somebody that's a really good guy."
Okay.
And I think that y'all will work perfectly together. So later that week, I called him. We talked. We met up at the spot, and instantly we clicked.
Okay.
And it was, I ain't say a match made in heaven, but it was just like, yo, he was the quiet go-getter. I was the live in the party scene of what I could bring to the table.
Right. So it was a match made.
Yeah, definitely. He definitely gave me an opportunity of a lifetime that I always will be thankful for him and what he's done for me.
Right. Because it like I don't know about him, but for you, what you just stated to me, it fits. Like you're always in the club, you chilling and drinking and just having a good time, enjoying life.
Definitely.
And so you're doing that and you're being paid now.
Right. And that was the thing. I remember me and my homeboy having a conversation, and I get into him a little bit later, but I remember my homeboy having a conversation. He was like, "Bro, you always in the club. Like everybody rock with your energy. Like make it work for you."
That's right.
And it was like God, I prayed and God had placed it in front of me. It was like, "Yo, here you go. Let's see what you do with it." And I think I fulfilled everything that I was supposed to do and make it happen. And I'm thankful for it. You know what I'm saying? So
because a lot of people don't get the opportunity. A lot of times we pray for things and we try to manifest things for us, but sometimes God may know that we're not ready. So he may hold it back. He may block it for a while. And sometimes, when you keep saying like, God, what are you doing? Like, I can handle this. Right. And sometimes he'll give it to you to see what you're going to do.
Right. Definitely. And I think that's what he did with me. I don't think he thought I was ready. I just thought he put it in front of me and said, let me see what you're going to do with it. And I've definitely done what I'm supposed to do. We've definitely overcome a lot, and we've definitely made a name for ourselves.
That's good.
Starting off. Good. So, we've only been open 6-7 months.
Oh, y'all been open that long? Okay.
Yeah. So it's definitely, we definitely got the vibe. And if anybody knows, Portsmouth is a hard vibe to get.
Very much so.
If the people of Portsmouth, they definitely support us. Suffolk definitely supports me.
Okay.
They definitely come through, and I know it's a terrible city to come in, but they definitely make sure they pull up for me.
Yeah. That's good because that speaks volumes to you as who you are as a person. So that goes back to what your friend said, that people rock with you. So if you have that type of personality, then of course people are going to cling to you. So what were you doing prior to the club scene?
Prior to the club scene, I was recently I left the shipyard. I was a crane operator / rigger. Before that, I was a superintendent for a company called Branscombe, doing concrete work and running plants and stuff like that.
Okay.
So I started my career off into the concrete construction industry, and I just sat back one day and I was like, I had a work ethic that was unmatched. Like, I could go out to the club, stay out till 3:00 in the morning. I still go to work at 5:00 in the morning. Right. I understood that the bag still had to be made. We could have our fun,
that's right,
but you still got to go out here and grind for what you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I sat back and I was like, I was content. I had money. I was making a living for myself, but I knew that it was bigger than this.
Right.
Like, I knew that I'm not going to sit down and get trickled down with the water that the people are making and make this when I can make this.
Mm-hmm.
So
and be happy.
Right, and be happy. Like, I wasn't happy. Like, everybody sees the videos and the shows and me turning up and me having a good time, but they don't understand the other side when I step into my own domain and have to deal with the stress of life that I have to deal with.
Right.
So they see the front, but they don't see the back end of it.
Absolutely. And a lot of times that's what it is, and I think we do it just we don't want to let everybody know what's going on with us internally, because a lot of times people do judge. Definitely. So, and it's like, I don't need you judging on top of what I already am going through. So we deal with it in silence, or however we choose to, whether we drink, smoke, or whatever we do. So I see you. I feel like it's something that we're missing, like because it seems heavy. Like you seem heavy, like meaning like you talk of how you feel, like being sitting alone with yourself.
Right.
So basically what I'm trying to ask you is, were you going through something, or is that over now, or how are you now?
I think that I was just going through, I guess they call it a midlife crisis. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was me understanding who Donovan / DR is, learning how to separate the two. Mm-hmm. Because when they come out and see me in the club, it's DR. It's turn up DR. We're gonna have a ball. We're gonna drink. We're gonna get drunk. We're gonna sit on stuff. We're gonna stand on stuff. That's how it is. But at the end of the day, this liquid that we consume in the clubs and in the bars, they only mask the pain for a temporary time. When you wake up, them problems are still there. Mm-hmm. They're not going nowhere.
That's right.
So I had to learn to face mine head on. And that's when, when people see me going through this or going through that and they see me down, it's not that I'm down, I'm focused. I don't get down about my life. I don't complain. I don't make excuses. Right. I understand what I got to do, and I make forth an effort to take care of what I have to take care of. So if it was heavy, it was heavy. Like, not knowing where you come from. I've never met my mother. We've never met my father. Never met my birth parents. So it's like, if you don't know where you come from, how you know where you're going?
That's right. Absolutely.
And that was my biggest thing. It's like, but I had to understand that, at the end of the day, I still have to thank my mother, because she went through the 9 months with me, and she had me, and she gave me. I was a gift to this world. So that's what gives me the positive attitude that I have, is that I could have been gone. Nobody would ever know who Donovan was.
Not at all.
A split second. But she did it 9 months, put through the pain, pushed me out, and here I am. So I have to look at it a different way.
And you know what? Now that you say that, I look at it differently. Because that is very true. No, I mean, we don't know why she chose to give you up or whatever, but for whatever reason, she, was still honoring you, and she blessed somebody else.
Definitely.
Because you could have been an afterthought.
Right. Exactly.
So yeah. So now I understand. I was doing my little research, and you were in prison for what?
I was in prison for I had 8 counts of violent charge. Well, it wasn't violent. Robbery, attempted robbery,
Hold on,
a whole bunch of stuff.
Get my stuff.
Well, it was actually, it was a crime that was supposed to be taken differently, but I didn't know they were going to go to the police on me. But it was definitely, I didn't take nothing from the guys, but the way they looked at it, it was me. Okay. And I'm not gonna say I had a perfect rap sheet before this, but they were watching everybody that I hang with, and it's like guilty by association. We're all in the clique together, and I love my brothers to death, and I would never turn on them. So it was like, I just got to do what I got to do, and
So you took one for the team?
No, I didn't take. I took one for me.
Okay, for you.
I definitely took one for me. They ain't had nothing to do with it. I definitely took one for me. But the end of the day is that God makes no mistakes.
Not at all.
And I understood that if I didn't go through what I went through, the 9 times out of 10, I would have been dead.
Yeah.
Or in prison with a life sentence.
So he set you down.
He had to sit me down.
He covered you.
He covered me
even
up.
doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So how long were you in there?
8.5 years.
Wow.
Yeah, so 18 to 26.
So you were young.
Real young.
Wow.
Real young.
So I know a lot of times when they first go in like that, it either be one or two ways. Either when you first get in, they be like, okay, this is where I'm at, I gotta deal with it. Or you get in there, you act a monkey fool until you grow up.
I think in the beginning it was a monkey fool. It was a monkey fool in jail. I was so ready to go. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna turn up in here until they open the doors or they send me to prison. And I never forget when I got sentenced. I was sitting there in the courtroom. They gave me my time, and they had said so many numbers.
Right.
I was like, what are they? How much time did they give me? And I get back to the cell. It was like, yo. I was like, yo, like, what? I got 40 years. They was like, nah. It was like, you only got 8.5 years. I was like, all right, cool. But it was so much weight lifted off me.
Right.
That I said to myself, you know what? I know what I got to do now. See, the process, the bad process is not knowing.
Right.
But once you know, you know what you got to do. And I went in there. I was wild and crazy. And I'll never forget. Yeah, I was turned up. And I'll never forget it. It was like, I used to hang with all the older guys because the younger guys, one thing about me, I'm not going to join no gang. You're not going to jump me to be your friend.
Right.
And I'm not going to be with the finesse gang. So I understood that I needed to get with a group of guys that was going to teach me something because I understood I couldn't come back out there doing the same thing that I was doing before I got locked up. Like, so when I hung with the older guys, it was like, look, man, you got to calm down. You got to get yourself together. And it's exactly what I did. Like, I went to college, got my degree.
That's good. Like, so you made good on your time.
Oh yeah, they got a free college education. Doris Buffett, which is Warren Buffett's sister, there was a program going on called Campus Within Walls, and she paid for our entire college education.
Wow, that's a blessing.
Came and visited us, and Sunshine Lady Foundation. She came and visited us and did everything that we needed to do. Like, she definitely looked out for us.
That's good. So
free. I only had to pay for my time.
Right. Well, at least you have to worry about paying Uncle Sam back.
That's right. That's right.
For them student loans, because them things are no joke.
They're no joke.
Okay, so you're getting out of prison, then like what's going on with you?
So I went to a halfway house.
Okay.
A lot of people don't know that I went to a halfway house.
You were in the feds?
No.
Okay.
This is why I went to state, but I didn't want to be a burden on anybody when I came home.
Okay.
I didn't ask for help. I didn't ask for assistance. I didn't ask anybody to give me a pair of shoes.
Okay.
Because my life was, my choices that I made had to be handled by me. So I came home. I went to a halfway house. I stayed looking for a job. I remember I went to Wendy's and applied for a job, and they told me because
I probably would have died in that line.
No question. You know, at that time, I was so serious. I was you know what? I'm just gonna get me a job. I don't care where it's at.
That's right.
And I remember there was a guy that stayed in the halfway house, and he was like, "Look, man, I'm gonna get you a job working in this concrete company I work at." So I was like, "All right, cool." And he got me on. I worked there 6-7 months. And the guy was like, "Look, man, they're about to shut down our division. What you gonna do?" And I was like, "Well, I got a college education. I'm just gonna go to Norfolk State and get my bachelor's."
Right.
And he was like, "You got a college education?" He's like, "Let me see if I can get you on with QC." So he got me into quality control. They bumped up my pay, and I started talking to networking. I learned that everything I learned from prison, everything is a network.
That's right.
If you're going to get it, you're going to talk to certain people, you're going to get it done. So it was like, what can I do to better myself at the time? And I just ran into a certain person, and he gave me an opportunity to expand my horizon in concrete. And still to this day, even though I'm not in it, I can still call these same people because my name was so big in the industry, and I'm gonna be all right. You know what I mean? Even if it fails on this end, which I'm never gonna let it, but I can always go back to that one spot. You know what I mean?
That's good. So that you never, basically what you're saying, you never burn that bridge. Never. You always make sure that you do right, and so you can always, because you never know when you have to come back.
If you burn a bridge, you better make sure you have a boat.
Oh,
you better make sure you have one, your own one, because you know, we cannot say that anybody hasn't burnt a bridge.
Yeah,
everybody has been through a phase where they've burnt it, even with a parent, aunt, cousin, friend, best friend. It don't matter. Everybody has burnt a bridge, but if you know that your worth and their worth, and y'all can come together and talk it out, you can mend it. It can be all bridges can be rebuilt. They're doing it every day in Virginia right now. They're just putting a toll on it. Yeah. It might cost you.
Yeah. That's right. That's right.
But they're going to get you through.
Analogy.
Yeah, they're going to get you through.
Definitely. Okay, so what would you say to someone who is just getting out and they're trying to get on their feet? Like, what type of advice would you give them? Like to tell them to keep pushing, not to give up.
Believe in yourself. Like, a lot of people that get out, they are mentally burnt out. You know, prison will do that to you. So it's like, what do? It's an overwhelming adjustment to what you have to do when you come out. So I learned, if you know your worth and you know what you can do, even if you don't know what you can do, believe in yourself. And I believe that even if prison did do the effects that they did to you, you can still make a way for yourself out here. Even if you got to get 2-3 jobs. If you want it bad enough, you're going to go get it.
That's right.
It's the same thing, the same effort you put into putting in crime, standing on the corner every day, doing what you did, robbing people, doing whatever you did, the same effort you put into that, put it into your job. And don't be scared to talk to people. Don't be scared to be translucent. Don't be scared to show who you really are. That's right. Because a lot of people will not, like, you know, they want to, oh, I'm the tough guy, or I'm the bad guy, or I've been to prison, I done this one. That stuff don't mean nothing out here. These kids don't care about it. Nobody cares about it but you.
Absolutely.
So it's like, what recognition do you get? Prison is not a pride, a badge that you put on your shoulder and say, oh, I've been to prison. My boy, you messed up.
Yeah.
You messed up bad.
But you know what, though? I think a lot of times, you know, because, you know, like you said, it's the mental, right? So when you institutionalize, you're at everything has stopped when you're in there. Definitely. Everything is study going out here. So when you come out, you saying, oh, I just did 20 years, like it is a badge of honor, but it's not. Not to say that you should feel less than or anything like that, but that shouldn't be your to go to.
Right. And it's like I don't glamorize that I've been locked up. It was a part of my life, and I use it as a teaching tool. Like, we can sit here and talk about prison all day. I could tell you 1,000 stories. But when I was going through them 1,000 stories, your kids were getting older. You were living life. You was going to Cancun. You was going to Mexico. You was doing all these things. When I was stuck in a bathroom, that's basically what a cell is. You eat, sleep, and use the restroom in the same place that you do all your daily activities are done here. So we it's nothing to be like. It doesn't give you a badge of honor. Right. If you didn't use your time wisely and did what you had to do with it, man, it was a waste of time. It was a waste of time,
yeah. So I have a couple more questions for you. This question I want to ask you is, being that you are in the club lounge scene, like far as the women, does the women like flock to you? Like, do you have an issue with them trying to get to you? Like far as, like, 'cause some people be like, oh yeah, I mess with him, he got a club. So, so my girls can get in, we can get drinks. Like, is that really true?
No, I mean, no. I mean, he's a funny guy. I look at it like this. Like, I've been DR before the club.
Okay.
I was who I am before this. So it's like the same respect I get now I still had before.
Okay.
So I understand the whole let me cling to him to see if my homegirls get it.
Right.
But nobody's entitled. I just want to put that out there now. Nobody's entitled to nothing. Right. Like, at the end of the day, support me. You don't go into Gucci. You don't ask for no discount in the Gucci. And people don't even know your name.
Yeah.
When you buy that $1,400 bag, they don't care about you once you walk through the door. Well, it's understandable. So it's like, I don't use that platform to get women.
Okay.
It's
okay. So basically, with you, you haven't changed, and it's still the same thing. So that doesn't get anywhere with you.
No, I mean, what you? So this I don't. I'm trying to. Right. I've been good. I ain't cursed yet. But what satisfaction do I get from knowing that you rock with me because of a money issue?
Right. Yeah.
Some people get a thrill out of that. I want you to rock with me when I ain't got shit.
That's right.
Like, straight up. Like, that's when you find them diamonds in the rough. When you don't have nothing, when you come from nothing, and you tell a girl, look, I ain't got a ride out here. How you gonna come get me? And she still rock with you the same way.
Right.
That's the one you need to stick with.
That's right.
So it's like, it don't make me or break me. If I lose the day, I'm still gonna be DR. I'm still gonna go turn up. One thing I learned about is a bigger headache than people even have an idea to know about.
I'm sure, yeah.
We all see DR. Oh, he out at the club. Man, listen to me. People worse him as hell.
I'm sure. And then when they get a little alcohol and they a little tipsy the other way. Yeah, I'm sure.
I can just listen. When I sit back, that's why I have such a golden heart when I understand what people go through when they're in the club and they act up. Because I sit back and I say, you know what? 5 years ago, that was me.
Right. Yeah.
That was exactly who I was. Turning up, didn't give a damn about security, minding my business. But I was gonna tear that club up at the end of the night. You know what I'm saying? I already had it in my mind.
Yeah.
So it was like, now when I sit back and I understand people get drunk, I had to sit back and say, you know what? That was me years ago. So it is what it is.
I got you. So what would you tell someone who's trying to open a club, like a club or a lounge, like, and this is their first time, something that they wouldn't know by just looking at you guys?
Patience. That is the man. If I could tell you what me and Showtime went through with patience, it was contractors after contractor after contractor doing what they want, taking their time, not showing up on time, us sleeping in the lounge when it was getting done, on the couch. We got pictures of it, him on one couch, me on the other couch, people walking in, we're ready to get them done, we're staying in with it hours and hours. So it's like, you can have this vision, but if you're not willing to put in the work, don't even pursue it. It ain't even about the money. Money comes a dime and a dozen. You know what I'm saying? Money comes, money goes. But if you don't have the patience, the time, and the energy to put forth what you put forth, you're never gonna have nothing.
Right. Okay. So, I get you. I received that. Yeah, I definitely received that. Okay, my last question to you is, how has your time been here since you've been on Wait Again a Minute? Like, what has your experience been like?
It's been fantastic. It's been great. I always watch y'all. I always tune in. Even if I watch it the day after, I still sit back and I watch, and I understand the movement.
Okay.
Like, this is humongous for our city that we come from. And even if you don't receive it right now, they will receive exactly what y'all doing. Like, the setup's nice, the hospitality was amazing. Y'all were very professional. I ain't never had to sign no waiver before, but it was, it was definitely worth it. You know, my homeboy, I'm gonna touch on him for a second. My homeboy Lil Junie, I watched this man, like, he taught me so much, and my brothers, 10, 15, of course.
Right.
They taught me so much, but Lil Junie taught me just a tad bit of what to expect in life. He was getting me ready for this moment, and I had to sit back and understand what he was teaching me. Now, everything he taught me, I understand now. And so it was like, I remember one day I had got into it with somebody at the place we were at, and a conversation about money came up, and we were talking money talk, and I'll never forget, he pulled me to the side. He was like, listen, man, I don't ever care if a man got $2 in his pocket or $1 million in his pocket. You treat him the same exact way. And
that's true.
I lost my brother, you know what I'm saying, he passed away from cancer when he was in the system. And
sorry to hear that.
I was upset. I was mad. I was like, bro was supposed to come home this year. We were supposed to turn up, blah, blah, blah. But the jewels, the structure of me watching forget the money. There's jewels in the structure that he taught me. It was worth more than gold. I used to lose every day on Friday to poker to him. I used to call him out one-on-one. Right. Let's play some poker. I knew I was going to lose. But that conversation and missed them cards was $1 million worth of game. And when he passed, it was like a piece of me left, because I had never experienced
death that way.
Not like that, because, at him, I was like, boy, bro, we're going to come home. We're going to turn up. It's going to be
I had so many plans.
We have so many plans. He never got to see me host a party. Wow. He never got to see me turn up the way he got to turn up. So it was like, damn, like, wow. I'm crushed. I'm crushed, like, internally. Like, that's something that's heavy on me. You know what I'm saying? But I learned that all the blessings I'm still getting to this day is because I know him, and I got 2 other brothers, they watching down on me. And I know they got my back 110%. Yeah. If nobody down here believe on me, they believed in me. And that means the absolute world to me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like people see me and say, where you get the energy to keep doing this every day, time and time out? That's nothing but them and God.
And God, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So God is making sure that I'm straight at all times. Like, I'm not cocky. I don't try to act like I have more than anybody. I will tell you quick. If I'm messed up, I'm messed up.
Right.
Like, there's no need to sugarcoat nothing. I'm transparent as hell.
Yeah.
I will tell you the truth quickly. There's no need to stunt on nothing. I just thank God for putting the people in position that he has put in my life.
And that's exactly what he did.
To make it better for me. I don't got my parents. My adopted parents don't rock with me. That's cool.
Oh, wow.
But I have
a family.
A family.
Yeah, a village, yeah.
A village amongst me. So even if you don't like me, I still love you. Yeah. I still love you. I don't have a hatred bone in my body. That spot left out of me a long time ago. There's nobody I can say that I don't like or dislike. If you dislike me and I know it, I pray for you.
Yeah.
And that's what we do. Like, that's how the world is going to become a better place. It's just to love people, man. And don't care about what they got or what they have or materialistic things.
That's right. Love covers a multitude. So when you were speaking about your friend Lil Junie, I think that no, we don't know when somebody's gonna pass, but that was still God, like allowing you guys to get close and allowing him to drop them jewels on you, so that yes, you're hurting. Right. But if you hadn't had that time with him and got anything out of it, then you would really be a mess.
Yeah, and I think it was just like, I'll never forget, like, I got drunk as a skunk one day in a bar, and I had did some stupid stuff, and I was sleeping on my homeboy's floor in his shop that he had. I had nowhere to go. Oh, and he woke me up abruptly and was like, let me holler at you for a second. Come to the back. And we went to the back and he told me everything that I needed to hear about myself at that moment. It was that quick. And I didn't respect him for how much money he had. I sat back and watched this man get the majority of the love. And I say, you know what, man? If anybody that I can sit back and I look at and I look up to is going to be him. Mm-hmm. So when I lost my two other brothers, it was like, it hurt. It hurt bad, sure, yeah. But I was ready for it. I was ready to understand that life, at the end of the day, somebody could, and this is something I'm going to tell people, is that you can lose a friend today, but your life still goes on. Yeah. It doesn't stop. It doesn't. People lose people on a Friday and be in the club on Saturday, and they call it, rest in peace, such and such. How long did them rest in peace last? We move on, but I feel like if you lost somebody, you love somebody, and you cherish somebody, they should live on through forever, you. Yeah. So I always treat them, and they're in my heart. They ain't gone. Yeah. They still right here with me. They pushing me. They understanding that, you know what, y'all, you got a life to live and you got to go on. But listen, bro, we gonna give you the energy, the extra oomph, and that you need. You know what I'm saying? So that's. I miss my friends, but they know that I got their back.
Yeah, and they definitely have yours.
Definitely.
They definitely have yours. Well, I have enjoyed talking with you. I've learned a lot from you. I see that you have a sensitive side, which is great, because a lot of times men don't, want to show their sensitive side. They all want to be, Mr. Macho. So that goes back to when you were saying that you're very transparent, and I can appreciate that. And I'm sure the viewers and listeners will appreciate that as well. If you, we got to schedule you to come back, because we got to have more time with you, because I feel like we're missing something. But for the time now, I think we got for what we need. But we're definitely going to have you back. And in the meantime, we're going to end it with our theme song.
Who rapped that song?
This girl, Bonnie.
I thought it was y'all. I thought y'all like TLC, Salt and Pepper.
Actually, it was me. I was on it.
You was on there. Yeah, you was the host on the song. I like it. I love it.
We're going to end it with our theme song.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
No problem.
Let's go. Yo, listen up, everybody. Have you heard the news? Got a brand new show that's breaking all the rules. Started out from VA and now we on the move. From local to global, cause we got something to prove. We came from the bottom, now we at the tippy top. To hold it down for our people, cause we all we got. This a cold, cold world, but we keeping it hot. What else keep you on the line? Ain't no time to stop. All work over here, still we having fun. Yeah, we say it like it is, ain't no holding our tongue. Go get us on the team, yeah, we getting it done. And shout out to Travell, yeah, you number one. It started with a dream that turned into a vision. To educate a new generation is our mission. Ears to the streets, yeah, we steady politicking. If it ain't about to change, mind your business.
Wavy hands with it. Wait again, minute. Wavy hands with it.
Why you want to go your jump?
Wavy hands with it. Top six like we all up on the ground with it. Now wait again, minute. Wavy hands with it. Now wait again, minute. Wavy hands with it. Now wait again, minute. Wavy hands with it. We top six like we all up on the ground with it.
Good night.
Good night.